Wayne, jump in my guard, please. This is pretty basic, and what we're doing is we're playing on the inside, so we're using our knee to create a wedge and to shuck the arm out of the way. So I get my grips, get my collar grips, turn to the basic sweep from here. My partner, Wayne, he puts his hand onto my hip, so he's trying to keep my hips from turning that way to complete the sweep, which is pretty standard. First thing is block the hip. This is actually a distance management tool for me. It's not necessarily that I'm blocking hips, a distance management tool. Now, I'm gonna just go with my legs first so you guys can see. I bring my knee to the ceiling and as tight to my chest as I can. I bring it underneath the elbow and I kick it through to wrap the head, to pull the head in. So hands onto my hip. But what I see people, they try and crush the arm from here, but his elbow is stronger than my frame at the moment. So I bring my knee to my chest as tight as I can. I now try and get my leg through. What I'm doing is I'm pummeling with my knee on the arm. Okay, so, full guard, basic sweep foot on, my knee to the ceiling, comes through, pull. We're going to go to the triangle position. What I see people doing, we're just going to cover from here. Whatever you guys do, don't raise this leg to try and get the triangle, because he wants to post up to get out of the triangle. He wants to get the posture and drive forward. So anytime I take the foot off the hip and I try and drive forward, he can drive forward, stack up. So what I'm doing instead, think about this way, is I'm going to take my foot over my knee. Keep my leg straight, and pretty much. So it's really hard for him to stack up and drive forward because his face is on the ground. And again, we'll just get back in the camera. So from here, 1, 2, basic. Okay, small hip escape from here. Put my foot on the hip, so I'll make sure I have the distance management. The issue I see is people are too close and they can't do the move. My knee goes to the ceiling, my knee smashes underneath, I kick it, pull forward, take my foot over. And now I'm trying to roll as deep as I can. Once I'm locked into position, I extend my leg sideways and squeeze to get the triangle. Keep your right foot on the hip until the very last moment. 1, 2, 3. So what we'll do now is we'll just go to the entrance on the seated butterfly guard, and this is A entrance. It's not the entrance, it's A entrance. You've got a couple of variables in this. So my goal or my game plan is to keep my partner's hips heavy, so it's harder for them to stand until basically I'm ready for them to stand. Okay, so Wayne's inside my full guard again. The way this works, pretty easy, giddy up grip. So giddy up grip means I go thumbs in and pull them out, and from here. I'm going to go heavy legs, so I'm going to kick my partner's hip, swing one, now staple the hip, so it's really heavy, come through and sit. The part that I see people have issues with right now is that I'm kind of pulling my partner forward, which entices them to stand, which isn't the best thing for me right now. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put all my weight onto my feet and come offside. So I'm just switching my hips so it's a little bit offside here. I am trying to pull the hands under and flare my knees nice and tight. So we're going to do exactly the same concept. Think about it this way, guys, right? Yes, put pressure on my right foot onto his hip. Keep my legs straight, come over the top, switch. But because my foot's already on the hip, this is a far better triangle. Now, this is called a mirror lock. If my partner tries to pull the arm out, what I do is I take the hand to the side and I slowly raise my hips to get a mirror lock on it. So Adele did this as well, so not because Adele did it, but because Adele did it. Okay, so a mirror lock, right? So from here, once again, is I go heavy legs, so I keep my partner's weight down by putting my weight on through my hamstring onto my partner. Like I'm doing a basic sweep, come through, heavy on the hip, boom, heavy on the hip, here. So I don't want to pull him forward. What I try and do is I try and come up, come offside, and keep the weight down. Kick it, bring my knee to my chest. I can put my foot through if I need to as well. I can go my knee on my foot because I have the range to do this. I do like to come underneath, or I like to come over on this option. Up to you guys. Okay, pull, my foot has come to the ground over my knee. Don't put it back here because there's no weight. Come over, slide your leg out from here. We're going to start the mirror lock, so pull the arm, raise your hips, mirror lock, and then switch it to the standard arm bar as well, or your triangle chucks. You've got 3 finishes from there. Is everyone okay with that? Who would like to see it one more time? You guys are awesome. 1, 2, 3. Wayne, come on up, please. So the three most common responses, we're going to go to the seated butterfly guard again. So giddy up grip, kick it, yes you can, turn, foot, 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 staple the hips, or raise my hips, turn offside. So a lot of time for me, my opponent's going to come up to do like a knee slice guard pass from this foot here. So if the knee's facing forwards towards me, right, this is what we call a leg drop sweep. I want to come back to a second. The second one will be if the knees across the body where it's already slicing. And the third one will be able to initiate the standing, so it starts to create distance to stand up. So the first one, the knees towards me. So what happens is I've managed to keep my foot onto the hip to keep the monkey behind the glass from here. Right, really easy, the name says it all. I'm simply going to drop my foot to the ground, apply a little bit of pressure with this. Disengage, look for my sweep. So we have it's a pretty easy system because they're so far off balance, it's easy to tip them over. I do have, I'm going to go through this, it's up to you guys, right? I don't do this, I'd use it to bait the sweep, I wouldn't use it to take the submission. Let me explain. We're here, so I'm off side already, so it comes up. Watch carefully. So from here, I take my foot down, I kick, boom, retract, grab. So you do have the ability to go to a leg lock position as well. The downfall about, I've hidden my leg, he can't grab my other leg because I've got the hand. The downfall about it is I'm on the wrong side to do the leg lock. So we're doing, you know, like heel hooks, this is perfect for the heel hook position. But for the leg lock, I've got to invest quite a fair bit of work to get the leg lock. You know, I have to secure it, I have to squeeze my knees, I have to roll to the other side. So a lot of the time that we're in this position from here, we're just going to go underneath. As he tries to sit up, we use that to push him over. So this is like if we're in a tournament and there was, you know, like 30 seconds left, I'll probably, and I was behind, I'd probably jump on and try and yank it and try and get, you know, the lock on it. But your success rate's really low. I understand it's there. If you're a brown belt or a black belt, we do have a variable, right, or purple belt, no gi, but you don't have gi grip. So it's kind of like an Aoki lock or a lateral knee bar. Once again, I find this is touch and go, right? And I taught it the other night, and there was 20% of the people got it. So once again, if I'm coaching a class, and if 80% of the people don't don't get it, it's a shit technique as far as I'm concerned, because I'm a fucking awesome coach. Okay, so from I'm offside. Okay, so drop it down, disengage here. So watch, put it on this side and ankle lock. So you have the Aoki. So I'm using my knee against this. It's an Aoki lock. Regardless, he's going to turn away and he's going to give me. The beautiful thing about it is he's now turned where I want him to go, so I can now go and continue with the leg lock. So I'm using the Aoki lock on the side of the knee to turn him. That makes it go to where I want to go. The referee will probably call you for a knee bar if you're not, because it is a lateral knee bar. It's on the side knee.
So you're using that Aoki just to turn them round to get the better
I will finish the Aoki lock. I will, 100% finish that. It's friggin' hard, especially because it's like I'm doing a bow and arrow. Yeah, but like I said, you've got to be quite nasty with it, which I don't have any dramas with. I'm really cool, happy.
Nice days.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, a tap's a tap. So just small details, he comes up on, so you have to be offside, guys. So once you're here, foot on hip, offside comes up, knee hits the ground, bop, disengage from here, lift, grab. So putting it into position. So this is really hard to do the submission because he's on the wrong side. Does everyone understand that? So if I put it onto this side here, I have the Aoki lock, and this is actually a lot better to finish the submission.
At SGT, even the brown and black now.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, but heel hooks are out of gear.
Oh, yes, 100%. Yep. Yeah, we couldn't get him through the combat commission because there's no rule set in WA besides SGT that allows people to do that, and I wasn't willing to pay the $10,000 to form an association body to have my own rule set. Fucking stupid. So so we had to change the rule set for it. Okay, let's go, guys. Leg drop. 1, 2, 3. So this would be the next variation. This is when they kind of go to the knee cut and the knees, not central on the knees facing away from me. You have two concepts on this, and they're not firm, but you're either trying to put a block in the way of it, or you're trying to go behind it. I'll explain. So Wayne's inside my guard again, and we're going to do exactly. I'm just going to shortcut the system, guys, because so from here, foot on hips, offside, and this time the knee comes up, but it's across the body. So a lot of time that we're here, we have the options to start to play like a couple of variables. If I still have this control here, he can't pass the guard very easy, and this is really easy for me to start to tip it. The downfall about it is it does expose my leg for ankle locks a bit later on. So even though I kind of go ha sweep, and then I'm kind of almost putting myself into this strut. Yeah, so, and he doesn't even have to be good at jiu-jitsu, the legs there. Secondly, this is really hard for me to come up because the knee line's in the way as well. So I started to play, so we're in the game here, so he's gone knee across from here. What I want to do is I want to keep my partner at bay, so I want to use a little bit of pressure onto my partner. So keep a little bit of pressure from here, and the hardest part for me right now is this. I want to bring my knee to my chest, right? And now I'm going to turn my knee out. So I'm going to flare my knee, but I keep this post. So if Wayne keeps his weight as far as he can to that side here, right? If I just flare my knee and I raise my hips, it's really hard for him to keep the balance. Secondly, if I pull the arm in, I can now start to look for my attacks instead of his attacks. So what I see a lot of people do is from this position here, they try and go like the knee shield, but I'm almost guiding him past the guard. We're going to deal with it if the grip breaks as well in a second. So what I like to do for me is a little bit of pressure, turn my knee in. So what I'm doing is people take the knee backwards and they lose the line. So I bring my knee to my chest, same as what we did before. So as he starts to initiate the guard pass, I windscreen wipe my leg. And this is going to give me that little bang, or hip, so I can start to put my leg locks and things like that as well. So I'm bringing knee to chest, and I'm turning my whole body. I'm not going knee to chest and trying to windscreen wipe in from here. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Sorry? Yep, sure. Sorry, one more time, guys. So I'll just go to the system. So here, so the knees across the body. So the most common thing that I see people do is they try and sweep from here, but it puts my leg into the leg lock position. Sorry?
Or try and put like an issue.
Yeah, you know, so that's the second one, but the downward doesn't really get me anywhere. So what I want to do for me is I bring my knee to my chest and point him to the ceiling. So if he tries to pass the guard now, I have an anchor point. Does that kind of make sense? Now, think about this as if my whole body just rolls. So my whole body just rolls. Keep it. So the part that I see people have issues with, people try and chicken wing with the one leg, but because he's sitting in the V, I can't distribute his weight. So once I turn my whole body, his whole weight kind of goes because he's sitting in my V. So if you're having trouble with this, it's because you're only swinging your leg, you're not swinging your whole body. 1, 2, 3. This comes up a lot, and there are multiple ways to deal with this. But this goes along the theme or the guideline that I'm doing. It also kind of puts us in a position that ties everything together, right? And when I first started doing this, I hate it. It really hurt my knee. Just the angle it puts my knee, I'm like, I don't like it. And I don't particularly like doing this. It just puts a lot of strain onto my knee. And it's not because the moves, I've got freaking old man knees, so it just hurts my knees. But this is a really strong sweep, and it's a really underrated sweep as well. Super strong, super underrated, and it puts me in a really good position depending on what I want to do. Okay, so Wayne's inside my guard again, and we're playing the butterfly. And this time what happens is I've kind of, the whole concept on this one, guys, once you get the seated butterfly and we're here, we've got to stamp the hips and we've got to come offside. That's you know, like I always want to be offside. One of my whole game plan strategies, I always want to be offside my partner. It gives me so many more attacks. Do you know what I mean? So Wayne kind of realizes, he comes up onto his foot and starts to initiate standing. So as he starts to stand up from here, I staple the hip. So my right foot's the most important one. Watch carefully. I put my foot on the ground. I slide, I put my foot through. And now, this is the hardest part that everyone misses, is this. I simply straighten my leg up from here and I turn.
Oh yeah, so it's like there's a knee low in
Yeah, so the issue that you have is if you put your foot heel deep, they can attack the leg. If you put it toes deep, they can't.
So you're flaring your toes through when you do that.
Yeah, so what I mean, do you mind saying, mate? So we're in the position where I've stapled the hip, so I stop the hip. What I see people do is they got to go foot all the way through. The downfall about that is that, like when I sweep my legs across the hip line, sort of like ha ha ha, and he just goes, well, I just grab his foot, and I can't come up. And you know, and this is really good if you're good at inverting berimbolo and all that kind of stuff, which I'm shit at. You know, so I'm not even going to try. But the doubles, I actually can't get up because my knee line's on the ground. And he's in the position as I try and get up, he can grab my leg, this line, cross it underneath that armpit, and he's got like this whole leg lock where I'm locked into position. So it's simply that my foot line goes across the hip. So we kind of go toe line instead. So here, he doesn't get access. The second thing about it is what I see people do is they try and they try and sweep him. What I'm doing is I'll plant this and I'll turn. So now as I extend that, he falls. Because my leg's out of line, I can retract my leg really easy and I can come up. So I don't mind coming up the half guard, but I don't want to let go of the hand yet. So, if you guys are dexterous with your hips, if you're dexterous with your hips, kick it, yes you can, swap. So, one, kick it, swap. Bring your foot on the inside, use your back toe. So here, kick.
When you're doing that hand swap, is that when you're initially putting?
Yeah, I'm keeping him on one side and I'll swap
Yeah.
so that the other hand's as far away as possible. But just to sweep, sorry Wayne, again, is the thing about this way is here. What I see people do is when they try and sweep, they try and turn their body but their knee bends. So there's no pressure on you and he can simply step around my guard now, you know? Where if I go straight my leg, it's by default going backwards and now I can kind of collapse the frame. So all I need is this here to put him backwards, to disengage and come up. 1, 2, 3.